man. This to me looked like he was trying to look like he owned this woman. I mean, watch that whole thing. If you guys got time later, go ahead and watch that and tell me it didn't look like ownership. Like you said, the way he was walking around, like, hands on the side, hands behind his back, just like he owned her. It's a disturbing clip. And I'm sorry, but look at that.
Chris, what's your thoughts on that, Tommy?
I ordered one earlier. I was going to be replacing my my beret with it's just one more shot at 2025. We've been talking about how everything is changing. It really is. There's a change in this country. It's palpable. You can feel it, right? There's really a feeling going on that we're just sick and tired of how stupid these people believe that they're on Mount Olympus. They're not royalty. They're gods, and they're going to do whatever they want. And if that means taking a 13-year-old autistic girl and treating her like a blow-up doll, and then walking out of the room and forgetting it ever happened, and maybe even doing that again later that night to somebody else, allegedly, this is such a prolific group of crimes. Even if everything turns out, and again, these guys are all innocent until proven guilty, right? But when you got 35 suits, and we don't know how many suits there are. He didn't go to court today, right? If he doesn't go down and sign the papers, we don't know how many suits there are. They're not moving forward because Diddy refuses to go meet with the process server, which is a federal hustle. The process server can't step into a cell block. So if you refuse to leave your cell block, they can't serve you the papers. But before he thinks he's got this figured out, what they do is once a month, a cop comes in who's a process server. So at the end of this month or beginning of next month or whatever, they're going to get to a point where that process server comes in and he's going to get served with every one of these that he blew off. Wow.
What do we make of Beyonce's eyes? It looks like a forced smile to me. That
first of all, take a picture of her from the neck up and then show it compare it to every other Beyonce photo ever taken. And you'd almost go, who is this girl? I mean, honestly, does that look like, that doesn't even look like Beyonce to me. I feel like, and I know that they all change their looks and they go through all of these things, but well, she's a country and Western star now, I mean, she's got to play with her look a little bit, maybe go blonde, and because she's a country and Western star. Surprised you didn't know that. Just won a Grammy for best album of the year for, good God, what a bunch of, can you imagine having to live that life? There you go. That looks a little bit more like Baby.
Oops. What's happened there? Get rid of that. There we go. Tommy, have you seen the assumption that Diddy has guys setting up ASAP Rocky case, says ASAP didn't help Diddy?
There's a lot of people saying this. There's a lot of people talking about this. I think what's probably just as interesting, especially when you take the whole dynamic, is his guest who shows up every single day at his trial. Did you know this? Rihanna doesn't miss it. In fact, it's becoming an issue. They asked somebody on the juror, they're doing voir dire, and they asked one of the jurors, having a famous person like this in the room, would that be a problem for you? Would that sway you as a juror? And they went, yeah, probably. Like straight out. Yeah, you got her in here. I might just rule for him. And they obviously got rid of that juror or whatever. But they're talking about whether or not to make it so that she cannot come in. Fake Becky with the fake hair. Nice. Well done. I don't know who said that, but that was good. It does look a little like Becky. So,
Jaden wore the house on his head when he was aid as a child, emancipated himself from it, and was relieved those memories got burnt down. That's why he wore it as a crown. Ooh.
Now, is that armchair psychology? I'm not bagging on you. I think it's pretty solid. But is that you taking a stab at this, or is that something that you've read somewhere? Because that actually sounds pretty damn legit. It really does. It makes sense. It's a stupid hat. It also, though, you got to look at these people. And do you remember when Bork came dressed as a stork or whatever, like had the bird outfit on? They all need more than anything in the world, right? They all need this attention, and it's their drug of choice. The Ben Affleck documentary. Well, it's not his documentary. It's Jenny from the Block, right? Jenny with the Glocks documentary. But in that documentary, they talked to her, to Ben Affleck, and he said, I'm a drug addict. I'm a recovering addict. He said, or alcoholic. He said, there's never enough. You can't have enough drinks. That's why I got to stop. He said, and for her, that's attention and fame. And he said this crap in her documentary. But I think that that's one of the real problems in, with this whole crowd is this need to not be noticed, but it's a need to be worshipped. It's a need to be able to have so many people to love you. You do whatever the hell you want, man. Anything. We'll get away with it all. You got nothing to worry about. It's ugly.
So, we've got a question here from Jules. It burned my eyes when I saw the Kanye girl. She looked terrified. Do you think he made her do it?
100%. 100%. Now, I don't think any of us are stupid, right? It went something like this. He said, do you remember when J-Lo wore that dress on the red carpet? I mean, it broke the internet. If you do this, this is your chance to be the next. I'm sure he pitched it. I'm sure there was a big pitch involved, but no, I don't think this girl said, hey, I'd like to go out there and be naked for the entire world to see. You tell me when to take my coat off. You tell me when to turn around, right? And I will have a look on my face like I don't actually have eyes and my soul has been removed from my body. Doesn't look like she was having a good time to me. That looked to me to be very orchestrated. And you know something? The man hadn't sent out a tweet in how long? I don't know whether it was years or months, a long, long time. And his first tweet back was right before the Grammys. This is his version of the Grammys aren't going to help me. They're not going to give me an award. I can't be on a red carpet. It's not going to help me sell tickets to my concerts, right? Or my album. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to crash the Grammys and I'm going to bring a naked chick. I'm sorry, but that's how I look at it. Kanye's not getting any help from the Grammys.
So Alicia Keys is the next question. Did you listen to Alicia Keys' speech when she won her award?
Full disclosure, I've not watched any of it. I did image searches when it's over. I don't want to sound like an absolute weirdo, and I know you guys are going to think I am, but I will not give a view. I have come to realize the power I have in what I look at. And I'm not giving the people that put on the Grammys one of my views. It's never going to happen. I will go to some people I trust, some content creators. So I will probably see the speech. I have not heard it yet because I didn't watch any of that. And I'm not gonna. That's going forward too. Voting with my views. Not trolls and not the powerful elite that are keeping people down. Just not going to happen.
Can you see that image on the screen? Do you get Egyptian Illuminati vibes off it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I did see the outfit, and it's definitely got an Egyptian flair to it, to be sure.
Yeah. Right. I've still not asked you about the superseding indictment, Tommy. I've not had a chance to.
Boy, are we going to have fun with that?
What's your thoughts?
Let me start by saying this. Sean Combs is innocent until proven guilty, right? In a court of law, to be sure. And I'm saying that a lot now not because of the legalese, but because y'all are getting ridiculous, right? We're seeing some stuff about this guy. He's done enough things, allegedly, that we don't need to stop making stuff up. Some of the stuff that I'm reading about Diddy is getting to the point where it's absolutely ridiculous. But the superseding indictments have cleared a lot up for us, right? What it's done is it's told us that this isn't a case built on one person, because that's what we've been hearing, right? A lot of human tea. All it is Cassie. Folks, they're never going to put 30 witnesses on a case because the defense only has to really shred one of them, right? They only have to find that one person that they can turn into a dirtbag to give a little bit of reasonable doubt. So in cases like this, when there's thousands of victims allegedly, you find 3 that you can hang your hat on, or 2 or 4, but you keep it a very, very small number. Now we have 3. Now there are 3 different cases. You know what I found fascinating is I think one of them might be Adria English. So they moved the statutes of limitations. In the superseding indictment, we watched the years that this all allegedly took place back up, right? Now, by the way, that changes everything because the statutes of limitations can now move from that. RICO's fascinating with how that works, but it pulls into play exactly that time period that Adria English claims that she was being paid to work for Combs. I think we may see her as one of these three people, where I think we can all assume that Cassie Ventura is one. And since in this superseding indictment, they made reference to holding somebody over a balcony, that's kind of a weird thing that we didn't see in the first one. They also brought up some substances that didn't get named in the first one. So they're talking now about the methamphetamine is now being mentioned, and they misspelled the word psilocybin. And this is the world that we live in. It has been misspelled everywhere since, including major magazines. They were going for psilocybin, which is the active ingredient in magic mushrooms. But it seems to me that this isn't really a superseding indictment as much as it is an explanation of the first indictment. This modified the first indictment more than anything else. But in there, if you read between the lines, you find some cool stuff. And one of the things that you will find is they say straight out, there's more coming, right? They said straight out, listen, when we do the next superseding indictment, we'll try to do it this way to make it easier for you. This is ugly, but it certainly paints a picture of what the enterprise was, right? And for all of you that say, how come no one else has been charged? Just real quickly, I'm sorry. If you told everybody in advance who the witness list was going to be, what do you think Diddy would have done to it? Right? Okay. He, as we know, allegedly, when they took pictures of his stuff, what did they take pictures of? They took pictures of a long list of names and how he intended to manipulate those names into what he wants. The feds aren't going to come out and go, here are all of the people we're charging. He's going to go after all of those people and try to get to them. They're going to leave this as vague as they possibly can until it's way too late for Puffy to do anything about it. That's my humble opinion on that. It makes way more sense to not let them know all of the people.
Yeah, so I had an original indictment, and a year later, on the exact anniversary of my original indictment, they gave me a superseding indictment. But they added a dozen charges, 2 new co-defendants, facing another 100 years if I went to court. So I was surprised that there wasn't any more co-defendants or any more charges. But like you said, they left it open to bring that in, didn't they, down the road? I don't think this may.
This is also a big case, right? So in your case, which was a huge case, you weren't on the front page of the New York Times. If they put out all of the people that they're charging, the stringers, the people that go out and film these people, it is going to change the trial. It's going to change the case. What they want to do every time is if they came out and said, okay, we're indicting Sean Combs. Here are the 3 crimes that we're indicting him on, right? And here are the 9 other people that we're going to indict. We're all going to start speculating on it. And the first thing every one of those 9 people are going to do is they're going to pick up the phone and call an attorney. And their attorney is going to say, don't talk to the feds or anybody else. Shut your mouth until you and I get together. Feds don't want that. So the feds go out there and they kicked Diddy's door in, but didn't arrest him. And everybody said, oh, he's going to walk. They knew what he was going to do. Let's see who he calls on the telephone after we kick the rat nest. Let's see where he drives, right? And Diddy continued to do more stuff that gave him a better case. They're not stupid people. I promise you they're not. The reason we're not hearing Christina Karam's name is because she's working with the feds. No one has a picture of her leaving her house since the arrest. How about that? You realize that a picture of her leaving her house since the arrest is worth probably 35, 40 grand? No one's taking that picture. They haven't even said to a friend, tell you what, come by and take a picture of me and sell it to TMZ. I'm just going to run to the garage. That happens in cases all the time. There's nothing. None of the people that we assume might be working with him has been spotted anywhere. You got the critical thinking hat has to go on, and just know that this is how they're trying to protect their witness list. There's a bunch of people that you're going to see. And Christina Karam's going to get charged. I mean, she can't walk by. I just don't see how it's possible that she could give enough info to be free. She's going to get charged. They're all going to. But they're doing it the right way. The feds are good at this, folks. They are good at this.
So if they've got a string of superseding indictments pending, then does that just keep pushing the trial date back? Because they'll say, look, now we've got to process all this.
Yeah, this one did not, because there aren't any new crimes. So what they said was, you've already got all the discovery for this. The 3 people we talked about, you had that discovery since December 31st. And we've talked about this on this show a lot. When you get your discovery, they put 350 people in there that could be witnesses. and everything they've asked him and all of this stuff. And the defense has got to go, holy crap, right? You got to prepare all of these. You're going to have to go to, you don't know who the 3 people are going to be. So you kind of got to go through that entire huge list of people that they sent you over in the discovery. It gets really kind of, this is a chess game, folks.
All right. If we've got almost 3,000 watching live.